Jeriel recently met up with Mr. Riggs to talk all things 3D art.
What is 3D art? 3D art, also known as three-dimensional art, involves creating objects that occupy space and have depth. Unlike traditional 2D art, which is flat, 3D art can be a sculptural or take various forms, adding a sense of volume and realism. Are there any specific challenges that students commonly face in learning 3D art, and how do you help them overcome these challenges?
Yeah, I think kind of what I just said is we're not used to it so much. We all see objects, we all use different objects that are three-dimensional in our everyday lives, but creating those can sometimes be challenging, and to think in that way can be challenging. So I like to, poke and pry with questions. I don't want to just give them the solutions necessarily, so asking those harder questions where it really makes them think. Obviously, if we're stuck, I can go in and we can help and we can come up with some solutions to those building problems. But I like to have the students try and figure it out on their own before I get too involved.
Can you share examples of successful projects your students have completed in the past?
Yeah, so in 3D art, what makes it different than ceramics, I know we've talked about that before, is we use a bunch of different materials, so it's not just clay. We do use clay, but that's not the main focus. We use a lot of different things. So this here was, we focus on reeds. We used reeds to build the skeleton of our forms, and then we covered them with tissue paper, so this is a nice little dragonfly, pretty successful piece by one of our students. We also use things like wire. So this isn't completed yet, but as you see, she's in the process of making a tree for one of her AP projects, which is focusing around movement and nature and all of those things. So this is really exciting to see start coming to life. All right, so right now in my 3D class, we're actually working with found objects. So this is a mixed media piece with a bunch of different things from around their house. So they're making these little animals or creatures that they come up with using things that they found from their home. This one right here looks something like a cat. So pretty cool. It makes the kids be creative with the things that they find. And just another example is keep going if you can see. This is actually foam that they've carved and then painted. We made these little tikis, which are pretty cool. So just a bunch of different things, bunch of different materials. This is just kind of the tip of the iceberg for what we use, but yeah, lots of different cool things that we do.
This is Jeriel Vega, and this is for Broncos Broadcasting Network.